Hello and welcome to another video. So today I'm doing another reading vlog, and this one actually I've been wanting to make for 2 weeks ever since July 5th, and you know why? Simon Snow, Any Way the Wind Blows was released almost 2 weeks ago and I haven't read it yet. It just got here and I'm gonna read it and I'm going to be emotionally wrecked. Let's go. Also, look at this blueberry pie I made yesterday. Isn't it so pretty? I forgot that gay could mean happy, and this sentence, I found it very confusing. So I just came here to have a good time, and by page 42, Simon and Bass haven't had a single interaction, and Simon is not replying to Bass's texts, which are so cute. I love Bass. I love Bass with all my heart. I thought Simon was my favorite, but right now he's being a little prick and he better answer his phone. Like, god damn it, Simon. I'm gonna have to go over there and make you look at your phone. Fine then, perhaps he just needs me. Oh my god. Update, 50 pages in and I want to physically fight Simon Snow. I love him, but oh my god, is he making me suffer. I'm not gonna be able to make it through this book. So I'm supposed to be reading this, but then my eyes just slipped and I read this. And I laughed like a freaking crazy woman. Worth it. Not a very promising image, but let's go. Chapter 13 just broke me. Literally broke me. The worst thing was that Rainbow Rabble literally just spat in my face, and she did that thing that she does where in one chapter she jumps around from Simon's to Bass's points of view, and that happens in chapter, I think it's 61, where they have their first kiss in book 1, and I love it. But then in this one they broke up, and I was so worried in the second book that they would break up. But no, this one is so much worse. This one is so much worse because they actually break up. I just want to go back to reading the first book where Simon just thought that he hated Bass, but they actually loved each other. Bass, oh my god. He said he loved Simon, and Simon just didn't say anything back. I hate this. I know they're gonna end up together. Like, I know this to be true. It's a fact. I don't know it, but I know it. Oh, never mind, I just put my whole elbow in my melted ice cream. That's great, but this is more important. So 570 pages more or less. And I'm already suffering by page 60. Jesus, take the wheel. Here I was thinking I would have to wait until like half of the book to be happy again, but no, page 101, they already made up and it was so cute. So basically I just had to endure an Agatha chapter, which was fine, a Bass chapter where he was extremely depressed, and then chapter 16, Bass's chapter starts, and then we get the same thing where they change perspectives from him to Simon. So that's just like their thing. Regardless of it being like a happy moment or a sad moment, they just like change perspective. So I'm glad we turned this thing back into a happy thing. So now we're happy, we're trying, and just that scene was so cute. It was heart-wrenching. I didn't know if it was gonna end well or not, but I'm glad that it did. And then guys, you know the thing with chapter 61 when he's like, I think about kissing Simon Snow. And then he kisses me, the first time they kiss in the first book. And then in this one, page 99, he's like, I'm thinking about it, about what I'm allowed, and what I deserve, and what I can stand. And then he kisses me, I kiss him back, and back, and back. I was a little worried when Simon went to the doctor to get his wings cut off, but I'm glad he didn't do it. because it's just like part of him now. He's lived with them for a year, and it just makes him still be part of the magic community, and I'm really glad he still has them. This just in, I love the I'm wearing my partner's jersey trope. It went right up there. Now it's one of my faves. Page 114. They finally slept on a bed together, like completely innocent. They literally were just napping. But this is one of the things that I really desperately wanted to happen in this book. So, I mean, I'm happy. It's not gonna last, but I'm happy at least right now. Oh my god. All I really know is that nothing I've ever experienced so far compares to you. Maybe that makes me gay. Or maybe that makes me yours. Oh my god! Okay, yes, I am sunburned. That's true, that's always been true. But besides that, I just got to page 200 and I feel like I have a lot to update. So we went through the breakup, a lot of heartache, and then they got back together. And then we had like 20 or 30 so pages of back and forth between Agatha and Penelope and Shepherd. So Penelope and Shepherd are both trying to find a way now to reverse his curse or just like cancel it out or something, like to get rid of it, obviously. And Agatha just went to Watford to help the goats. And it's page 200, and now we have a new conspiracy about the other chosen ones because we're back to Bas and Simon chapters, and we just met Lady Sainsbury. No, that's not her name. Lady something. Simon's grandmother? It's all very confusing. Like, we're on page 200, and I know it has at least 500 pages, like maybe 530 pages or so, but that means we have less than 350 pages to go. And there's so many plot lines. So we have Simon and Bas's relationship, we have the chosen ones, we have Simon's relationship to Lucy and Lady something, and we also have whatever the hell Agatha is doing, and we also have Shepherd's curse, and lastly we have the now next. That was basically the main focus of the second book, and it was even mentioned in the first book, and I was like, where are the vampires? I know, like, it's been set up really well, so where are they? How do we have so many plot lines suddenly? I mean, I would have been fine with this book only focusing on the curse and on the vampires, but this chosen one business, I'm pretty sure they'll all be connected somehow in the end, because it's too hard to have all these storylines and not have them converge at the end. Like, what the hell is Agatha doing? Okay, so a little update before I get on my train. I'm on page 270, I think, so I'm at quite a lot of progress, and I'm just wondering why Simon, Bas, Shepherd, and Penny haven't met up yet. Like, Agatha is out doing her own thing with the goats, I guess. It will be important, but the other two couples, I'm like, when are they going to meet again? Because it always sounds like they're just like going to miss each other, and then they do miss each other. So I just want the four of them to be together already. And also, this feels like a book in the middle of a series. They're setting up so many things and they're leaving so many loose ends, and I'm almost on page 300, so I don't know if this is the final book. I don't want it to be, but I think it's a trilogy, so I'm just super confused. So let's go to El Retiro. So yesterday I actually spent an hour by myself in the park waiting for my friends to get there. So I read quite a lot. I am currently, on page 368, and you know, stuff has happened. Agatha met up with Bas and Simon at Watford, and we had like a funny, cute scene of them herding the goats, and that was nice to see them together, but they're separated again, and I'm thinking maybe something is gonna happen with Agatha and Niam, I don't know what her name is, but I don't know. Is she going to disprove my Agatha is Ero A theory, or is she just going to prove it further? We shall see. How is Shepherd even still alive at this point? How did this guy survive? So, Shepard's curse, which seemed like it was gonna be a big deal, and it's literally been the focus of Shepard's and Penelope's chapters so far, has been solved in one scene after Penelope got a breakthrough after a makeout session. So that's great. Also, Simon and Baz have finally met up with the other two, so that's good. And now we're on the last 100 pages, and it seems like shit is going down. I don't know what the fuck Agatha is doing. I don't know if it's important, and I'm super confused, so let's go. Okay, so I just finished this book, and I gotta say, this book, I don't know if my expectations were too high, but this book has been kind of a slight disappointment. So how do I explain my feelings towards this book? So the first book knew what it was doing, and then the second book found its footing at the end, and then this one, it just felt weird. Like, the three books, they don't feel like they're from the same series. They feel like completely different stories, because the first book, okay, we do have some pages from other perspectives, but the main perspectives are Simon's and Baz, and especially Simon, because Baz we don't get until like page 150. So it's very focused on their relationship. Yes, we do get to see other characters from their points of view specifically, and also from those characters' points of view. But mostly what we see from other people is from Baz or from Simon when they interact with them. But in the second book, we get a new character. We also get Agatha having a kind of a bigger role, and we also see Penelope, more of her and more from her. And that's good, because at the end of the second book, everything intertwines, and there's a reason for Agatha to be sharing her point of view, and there's a reason for Penny to be sharing her point of view, and also, I guess, from Shepard's. But then in the third book, Agatha is doing her own thing, literally completely separate from everyone else. She interacts with Simon twice. It adds absolutely nothing to the story. And then Penny and Shepard have this convoluted plot line that came out of nowhere at the end of the second book, and that is the only reason that that plot line exists, is to have something for them to do throughout most of the third book, because that's literally the only thing they do. Penelope and Simon kind of have a fight, which is never resolved on screen, and then for all of their chapters, for all of Penelope's and Shepard's chapters, all they're doing is trying to solve how to get Shepard out of this surprise engagement, which is fine, it's fun, but it's completely irrelevant to the main plot. The main plot has nothing to do with either Penny, Shepard, or Agatha. They just like get sprinkled in from time to time, and that would be fine if they didn't have side plots of their own that are completely irrelevant. If Agatha wants to save Watford by being a goat herd, good, but do we need her chapters? They just like stop the flow of this story. Do we really need to see how Shepard and Penny like resolve his marriage problems? Really, do we? Because it adds nothing to the plot. It adds to those characters, sure, but is it necessary? The plot should be Simon and Baz. And maybe if you like the other characters, then you're like, it shouldn't all be about ships, but literally that is what the book is about. And especially since Baz and Simon's is the most developed of the three, I guess, relationships that we get, because they get 3 whole books, okay? They get 3 whole books. What do Penny and Shepard get? They get 1.5, because they don't even meet until like the half of the second book. And then this whole thing with Agatha was such a disappointment. I don't mind her being lesbian, obviously, if that's what she is. But this whole thing, in the second book, she literally says, I tried to feel something from my other female friend, whose name I forget, to just like understand what I am, who I am, but I felt nothing, so that didn't help either. So I was like, no, maybe this is leading to some like cool Arrow Ace representation, but then it was just nothing. She meets this whole new character in the third book, and then apparently they fall in love. I'm like, okay, good for them. I guess, like, the other character was okay. I didn't really vibe with her, but it feels like Rainbow Rowell tried to resolve it by just, like, being like, oh, she was a lesbian this whole time, or she was at least attracted to this one woman. And that's it. That's it. You don't get a resolution. You just get a kiss at the end, and that's it. And then why would you put that much attention on her sexuality and how she feels towards people in the first 2 books? Like, If it's not gonna be important, don't make it seem important at first, okay? I'm really pressed about this. And also, the thing with Simon, it seemed really important at the beginning of the book that he find a label to call himself, because he doesn't know if he's gay or if he's just like bisexual, which is what I think he is. And then at the end, they don't figure it out. And the whole thing with his family, it's like super important, but at the end they just like kind of brush it off. It's 2 chapters at the end. I wish he could have like figured out that Lady Ruth was his grandmother, like in the middle of the book. Have some conflict. The last 50 pages of the book were literally just like tying up loose ends, and like that's fine, but the action, like the climax, only lasted 20 pages max. I don't know, I just felt like I needed something more. I also didn't want Baz and Simon to stay like fighting for a whole lot of the book, but it felt like that resolution happened too quick too. Like, I'm glad that they were trying. I'm glad that Simon thought it through and then wanted to try because he loved Baz, but it also felt too easy. So I don't know how I feel about this book. I really don't know. All in all, I think it's an enjoyable read. I read it in like 4 days and it's almost 600 pages. So make of that what you will. It's interesting. I do like the characters. I really enjoy them and I love their friendships, their relationships, and their banter. I don't like what they did with Agatha in this one. It felt like she was at the same time trying to make Agatha important and also dismissing her completely. Like, if you want to make her important, give her an interesting plot line, you know, not just like herding goats who are apparently important for no reason and who literally no one pays attention to. So I guess it's like kind of her thing. Agatha doesn't want to be the center of attention, especially because of magic, but still, like, I wish we could have gotten more badass Agatha. I did like Simon and Baz's cute moments here and there. They were very cute, and I did appreciate that we got more of them than in the second book, but I don't know, something just felt kind of off about them. I'm happy overall with their relationship and where they're at. Their breakup was honestly the most interesting part of this whole book, and how they like reconciled like after a day or two. That was really interesting. And then after that, the book kind of lost me because it was 200 pages of Penny and Shepard going off to see some non-important characters for some seed plot basically that wasn't even important to the main plot, and also Agatha sometimes going on road trips to help goats. Overall, I think I'd give this book, I guess, 4 out of 5 stars, mainly because I just love the characters and I love the world, so that kind of like bumps it up. It might be surprising for you guys after this rant, but yeah, I mean, it's a good conclusion. It's not a great conclusion. I do like that Simon gets a sword by the end and that they haven't gotten rid of his wings yet. I wish she'd done 4 books. It would have been so much better. Like, we could have made somehow the thing with Shepard be a part of the main plot line, you know? It could have been important at the end, and we could have seen more from Agatha. We could have seen more from Agatha and Simon and more of their friendship, or maybe more of Agatha and Penny's. I don't think they literally interacted throughout this whole book, and that was sad. I think the only woman Penny interacted in this whole book with was her mother, and like for 2 words. That's it. So that kind of sucks, but anyhow, please leave a like if you like this video and comment down below what you thought about that book, because I need to discuss it with someone, please, before I go out of my freaking mind. The more I think about it, the less I like it. That's so sad, but it's still one of my favorite series of all time because we'll always have that first book carry on, and that always will be in a very special place in my heart. But subscribe if you haven't already and click that bell button so you get notifications every time I post a new video. I post videos maybe twice a week, maybe once a week. So that's some Mondays and some Fridays, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye! But oh my god, the Now Next vampires, they literally just get a throwaway line and be like, oh, the Las Vegas vampire will probably like get rid of them. You can't have a whole fucking book like surrounding the vampires, the Now Next vampires, or the New Blood or whatever, and then just be like, someone else will take care of it. Like, you could have done a 4th book.